Hey folks, this is BestInSlot. Welcome back to our Mod Spotlight series showcasing all the new species added to Jurassic World Evolution. And today's kind of a special day. You'll remember 2 days ago I did a video very similar to this and there were 95 species. A little bit later that night Ornitholestes got added again. We went up to 96. And then yesterday, things kind of kicked off a little bit. So, clicking the Incubate Dinosaur button, you'll see we've even broken the UI a little bit up here. We are now officially at 102 dinosaurs, which is a staggering number, to say the least. Yesterday was an utterly crazy day. I have 7 new species, I think, to show you today, which is madness. None of them are going to get like a big spotlight. We're just going to go through them. There's a lot of things I want to talk about. But yeah, absolutely crazy. Huge shout out to the mod community for getting us over that 100 hump. The first dinosaur on our list is the lovely little sauropodomorph Mussaurus, made by Gabiro. The name always annoys me. I feel like it should be Mussaurus or Mussaurus, but it's not. It's Mussaurus. It's awkward. So this is a little sauropodomorph. Like, eventually this would hopefully turn into a big-ass sauropod. Did walk bipedally. It looks a little bit odd to think about a sauropod doing that, but as an adult at least, it was able to walk bipedally. Here it is sprinting along in this little camo suit. It's disappeared. Wow. It's a cute little dinosaur. It could maybe do with a little tweak here and there. It does have a beak, when, you know, the dinosaur wouldn't have a beak, just because of the dinosaur it's based on. But I think that just means the basal model needs a little bit of love. But a really cute way to start. I mean, you can't see the bloody thing anyway. But a really cute way to start off our mod spotlights for today. Moving on, we're going to release Ornitholestes WWD, made by Tony and Games. Oh, a cheeky fella. So, you will remember, when I learned to speak good words speaking, yes, we had an Ornitholestes in our video the other day, made by Constant Charge as part of his pack. This one is obviously a little bit different, more prominent nasal horn. We've got some proto-feathering quills sort of things at the back of the head there, and a little bit brighter as well in terms of the colour scheme. It's an interesting little dinosaur. This one is, of course, based on the Walking with Dinosaurs Ornitholestes. Now, we had an interesting thing about this. You'll notice, if we hop in here, and I scroll down to the Orni, there it is, it says WWD at the end of the name, and it's not like a wrestling federation, which is what I always think of. Basically, when it initially came out, it was just Ornitholestes. If you had both of them in game at once, either your game would crash for some people, or indeed the name wouldn't show up. So just as a future reference for future mod makers watching this, you do have to jangle things around a little bit sometimes if you want people to be able to use multiple species of the same dinosaur. Right, next up is a very chonky boy. It's the Saltasaurus by Nanolicensis. And it is chonk. Oh lord, he's coming. So yet another sauropod, which is pretty cool. We didn't really have any at all, and now we got 2 in one day. And basically the Saltasaurus, I assume based on the Nigersaurus here, is kind of similar, but there's 2 main differences here. First of all, we have some bony osteoderms going along the back, as you can see there. But mainly, you might think this looks daft, but this is pretty much spot on, it's got to be said. The Saltasaurus has a humongous rib cage. Now, I don't know why that's the case, but it has a massive rib cage. So it's got, you know, relatively normal dimensions in the head and the neck, but the chest is just the chunkiest thing. It's insane. It looks like it's a hamster smuggling things for the winter or something. Like, this is full of acorns. Squirrel. I don't know. Whatever. The point is, it's absolutely humongous and absolutely adorable because of it. Next up, we have a new hybrid in Inspinedoraptor. I'm just going to double check because I actually can't remember off the top of my head what goes into this. It is Spinosaurus and Indoraptor. Of course it is. So, interesting little story behind this one. We'll talk about that in a sec. This is made by Real Angry Gal. And it's basically an edgy metal version of the Spinosaurus, to be honest. It's definitely more Spinosaurus than Indoraptor, but you can see the influences of the Indoraptor there. We've got, again, the proto-feathering on the back of the head and on the back of the arms, the general spikiness. We've got the stripe going down here as well, the red stripe, like the Indoraptor, but of course a different colour. Just the general sort of the spikes and the spikiness and the edginess is Indoraptor inspired. It's a very interesting, very edgy looking little creature. We do have 3 more dinosaurs to take a look at today, though. All 3 of them made by Jagged Fang Designs, who have stopped dying, who have long done some of the very best dinosaurs in this game. So I figured we'd save them and do like a little Jagged Fangs bundle. A couple of these you'll have seen before because we have covered them in the past. The Jagged I know we did cover in the past. I don't know if we covered this guy. This is the Erosteon. I don't know, I could probably pronounce his name about 5,000 different ways, but look at it! She is an absolute beauty. Absolutely stunning. The model is gorgeous, the texturing is gorgeous. Jagged Fang Designs are just beautiful people, honestly. They really are. So yeah, they've gone back and made both the Yang and the Aero new species. They were, you know, mods about 600-700 mods ago, but they've updated them to be new species. So definitely go check those out in the mod list linked down below, because it's quite easy to kind of forget that they exist because they were uploaded a long time ago and just updated rather than added as new files, if that makes sense. Either way. Erosteon, I really don't know how to pronounce this, is a Megaraptor, a Megaraptoran, which is basically a big-ass theropod. Not the biggest-ass theropod, but a somewhat large theropod. But interestingly, still retained the longer arms of the smaller theropods. And it's interesting when you think about that. Most large theropods really do have short arms. Not all of them, of course, but a lot. I know, they look great. They really do. But we have another 2 to check out. Let's check out the Yangtrontosaurus. This is a Chinese metriacanthid. Now, this was always one of my favourite mods, so I'm really excited to get this as an individual species. There we go. And I think you can... Again, if there's one thing I really like about Jagged Fang, and they know I love them already, but the texture quality and sort of the attention to detail. I mean, this skin pattern is stunning. It really is. I don't know what else to say about it. It is mind-bogglingly good. I mean, it's got those natural colours you'd expect, sure, but I mean, look at the variation in patterning and texture, and it all blends together, and it's got this nice little coffee drip going along here, and then it bursts into colour around the crest, but it doesn't look ostentatious or over the top. It is a beautiful, beautiful creature. I want to have terrifying babies with it. Why are my cameras over here? I don't know. It kind of looks fairly dramatic. The camera hates modded dinosaurs, by the way. It really does. One of my all-time favourites, Concavenator. The Cuenca Hunter with a Hump. Based on Herrerasaurus, because they all are. Herrerasaurus is just like a perfect size for so many of these theropods. And it's beautiful. I mean, they all are, but still, I love this coloration on the... This gives me shades of, like, blue-ringed octopus, you know, a little bit. This kind of, like, sparking blue sort of driving down here. And even that little bit there on the hump, which, of course, we've mentioned. It is the Cuenca Hunter with a hump. Got kind of like a bit of a tiger patterning going on there. Very cool. Was, of course, rumoured for Fallen Kingdom. We saw a reflection in a window, I think it was. Is that why we thought it was going to be Fallen Kingdom? I think so. We saw a reflection in a window. It turned out to be a maquette. It was like a statue, but maybe one day we'll get this beautiful little dinosaur in our game. So I do want to talk a little bit about the Concavenator before we finish the video, as it hops around doing its thing. And that is... Oh my god, the camera's going nuts. Hey guys. Jagged Fang Designs actually released the Concavenator a few days ago, and they released it as a replacement species. People might not know this, but actually making a dinosaur a new species is a genuinely difficult thing to do. It's becoming easier. They've worked on Cobra tools to make them even better and make the process simpler, and I think people will start to get hold of it a lot quicker going forward. But, I mean, especially when it first happened, it was a complex process, and people, you know, struggled a little bit, and there were bugs and errors going on, and we still have weird problems going on every now and again. Oh, which I'll talk about in a second as well, sorry. So they released it as just a replacement dinosaur for the Herrerasaurus, I believe. And whilst I understand that, you know, we're in the world now of new species, that's where we are, you know, we're on 102 dinosaurs, for God's sake, it's absolutely nuts. And whilst that is now the case, there is this weird sense of entitlement taking over Nexus mods. So, I'm not saying it's you guys are all the best, but, you know, Jagged Fang releases this beautiful, expertly crafted dinosaur, and half the comments, if not more, are, release it as a new dinosaur, make it a new species, very demanding stuff. And I don't think people appreciate just how much work goes into making these creatures. All of them, every single dinosaur you've seen tonight has hours of work put into it. Whether you want the dinosaur to be a new species or not, I think it's important to at least go about this in the right way. Be constructive, be pleasant, appreciate what people have done for you. I mean, I have to. I don't do any work, and I get to play with all these amazing mods and make videos for you guys. You know, people are putting in hours and hours and hours, tens, hundreds of hours of their time so that we get to play with these amazing dinosaurs and expand the life of this game so much further than it was. So let's just try and show a little bit more respect, a little bit more love, a little bit more appreciation for what the mod community is doing, because we wouldn't be here without them, basically, you know? Right, so I'm going to link all these mods as per usual in my mod list down below in the description. Definitely go check that out. Bookmark it if you want to be kept up to date with all the new mods that the game has. By the next video, I will have made a new park, because this is an absolute goddamn disaster. And yeah, thank you for all the comments and likes and stuff like that. Definitely go give the mod makers tons of support. I will see you lovely folks next time, which will be, I don't know at this point, like there's a while away from the big landmark, so I guess whenever a really cool dinosaur comes out, we'll do an update. We'll just keep doing what we were doing. But they shouldn't be every 2 days. But it's 100 dinosaurs, you know, it's such a big deal. We had to make a video, surely. We did have to make a video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you lovely folks next time. Cheers much love as always. Bye-bye.
Reaching out.